Serious, women who gave the creep a chance. How did it go?
I walked in on him peeing in my washing machine after letting him in my home for some reason.
Literally the first comment and I'm already making a face. Let's see how much worse it gets from here.
He slit his wrists and showed me on FaceTime the blood dripping out while he was crying. Just because I broke up with him.
A friend's ex did the same, he only sent photos though. We called an ambulance who called the fire department to break open his front door. It turned out to be hot sauce. He had to pay for the whole, pricey event. She never heard from him again.
This is the best way to respond to someone who you suspect is being manipulative with their suicide threats.
It's the best way to deal with any suicidal threats. If the threat is real, that person needs help from professionals. If that threat is not real, that person needs to be forwarded into the finding out part of fucking around.
He stalked me for almost 8 months, and I still do not want to know how he got my address. I was 19, he was 31. God, I was so naive.
I had a bad vibe, but my friend told me he was a good guy. So we went on a date and he asked to drive my car. He curbed my rims and talked about how he was fired unfairly from his job. The next weekend I avoided his calls and instead went out to dinner with friends. While I was gone, he broke into my apartment. My neighbors and the cops were waiting outside when I got home. I spent the night at my mum's. He showed up at 03:00 when I let him out and was trying to get in a window. Wonderful officers spent the rest of the night in the driveway. Fast forward a couple weeks and he shows up at my work, mopes over to me and hands me folded papers. It was 8 to 10 handwritten front and back notebook papers where he alternated between telling me I was the love of his life to why he hated me and wished I would die. I was terrified. Security escorted him away. Never saw him again, but found out later he did the same thing to some girl in Spokane, but he was able to actually get in, beat her and landed her in the hospital.
This is why people shouldn't pressure others into shit they've got a bad feeling about. Hope your friend learned a lesson and I hope you're doing well.
One of my favorite quotes from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Why don't people trust their instincts? They sense something's wrong, someone's walking too close behind them, yet they don't cross the street. You'd never think the fear of offending could be stronger than the fear of pain, but you know what? It is. Intuition is a very powerful thing. Yes, it can often be wrong, but in evolutionary terms, it's there to keep you alive.
I'm a nurse, and when I was back in school, one of the instructors was talking about how important it was to always listen to our guts whenever we sensed something was wrong with one of our patients, even if we didn't know what it was or if everyone else says they're fine. As she put it, intuition, hunches, or whatever you want to call them, are all knowledge that you just don't know how to put into words. If your brain is trying to tell you something, listen to it.
Absolutely. I've been a nurse for 15 years and have had to fight to get others to act on my intuition. There have been a few times when they clearly thought I was crazy or histrionic. One time I had a guy who had a change in breath sounds and just looked bad to me. They finally ordered a chest x-ray to appease me. It was right before shift change, but as I was leaving, I saw the doctors looking at a really awful-looking chest x-ray image on the computer. And one mumbled, "Huh, I guess that nurse was right." The longer I was a nurse, the more I leaned into it. I wish I had trusted it more in my private life. When I was a young woman, though, a wise older woman told me to read The Gift of Fear. Great book.
You are suddenly teleported 15 feet to your right. How does that change your life?
I suddenly appear outside my bedroom window of my apartment on the 3rd floor, Wile E. Coyote off a cliff style. How does that change my life? It probably ends it.
3rd floor is survivable, depends which part of you hits the ground first.
I walk around the front of the house and open the garage door and go back to where I was. My doggo would be very confused.
Pooping in the kitchen? Oh man, not again.
Incredible how many of us are reading this thread and doing exactly the same thing.
I'm not crowning, but I am creating poop right now. Am I pooping, Greg?
Yep, here's me checking in. How'd your poop go?
I'd suffocate inside a concrete wall. I guess it would change my life and the fact that I'd be dead.
Yeah, I'd be stuck in a wall too. At least we have an interesting way to go.
I would fall from the 8th floor. I would be dead.
I'd be taking a shit in my neighbor's yard.
I am lying naked in someone else's student dorm.
I would finally be inside my crush.
If your crush is smaller than you, you'll tear them apart like overfilling a water balloon. Not to mention you would also be impaled by their bones. If you're smaller than your crush, they would feel you compressing their lungs and other organs suddenly and violently from within. Then you would have to find a way to free yourself of their corpse. Definitely would change your life and theirs. Flushed face. What is a sign that you are growing old?
Making noises when sitting up and down. I've been doing that ever since I was kid because my dad would do it and I would copy him. Now, I just do it subconsciously.
I thought I was getting old, turned out I was just fat. Anyway, now I'm skinny, getting up is easy again.
Pains in joints, graying hair and a lack of energy.
Lack of energy is my big one. Something is on the ground. I need to pick it up. I try to lift it with my foot/toes. No joy. I go to find something in the closet that will have some kind of grabbing effect. Like a claw. No joy. Can't find anything. Go to the garage and look for some kind of tool in the toolbox that will help. No joy. Yell for a kid to see if they can pick it up for me. But they're at school. Yell for a wife. But she's still at work. Beckon the dog to come and help grab it. Dog is dumb and doesn't understand what I want. Then, finally, I bend down and pick it up. I'm now completely out of energy and need to take a nap.
I've been old since I was 10. It's just gotten worse though. Frown.
Becoming less familiar with current pop music, and not really interested in following up on the trends.
I used to be with it, then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me, and it'll happen to you, too.
No way, man. We're gonna keep on rocking forever.
And now I have to go watch that episode.
What?
Speak into my good ear.
I see what you did there, winking face.
What?
Athletes your age or retiring.
Yeah, I'll be 38 this year. Knowing that Tom Brady is still playing football at almost 45 years old makes my knees and back ache.
Does anyone else dribble a little after the original pee?
Every time. You can shake and you can dance, but the last few drops are in your pants.
Sleep injuries.
One of those things that sounds made up, until you wake up with one.
Your last text message is what they write on your tombstone. What does it say? The human body needs nutrients to survive.
I'd cry. This made me laugh so hard.
1 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. 2 southern fillet biscuits. 1 large fairy with extra seasoning.
This is the best one.
What magical Bojangles still has the southern fillet biscuit?
On my way. See you soon.
Deep.
Do we have water? I think Roger cut the water line with the bush hog on accident.
Damn it, Roger.
I know. It wasn't actually cut though. We had to dig a decent-sized hole to repair it. Apparently the tractor put too much weight on the ground in that one spot and split the line. Damn it, Roger. Lol.
It was sunny outside. I had fun.
Is it too early for wine?
No riskin', it's too late.
Best one. I feel it explains human life, lol.
What's a small thing someone can do to gradually boost their confidence?
Go outside more, even if just to shop. Get dressed every day, even if you're not going anywhere. Basically, just try your best not to fall into depression. If you can at least do physical little things that you are consciously aware of, I think it helps build confidence.
Allow yourself to do things in your own time. As someone who struggles with confidence a lot, doing things in my own time has seen me do things much quicker than when I'm really pushed. That being said, a little encouragement never hurts. And positive affirmations.
Start acting like you're confident even if you don't feel it. People often can't tell the difference, so they'll believe you are confident and start treating you like you are. Then you'll start feeling more confident. And B. If at work, don't pretend to know stuff you don't know. If you aren't sure, say, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll find out and get back to you, and then do it. If you need more experience, admit it and say, I'd really like to develop my skills in X. Would you, a more experienced person, let me shadow you for a bit? Blagging at work is just ludicrous and potentially dangerous too.
Look in the mirror more, and say positive things to yourself. You don't even have to believe them. It sounds weird, but over time it definitely helps.
I think this is because you'll believe them over time. True or not. Treat yourself good and convince yourself you're worth it, and you will definitely believe it. I think anyway.
Try being assertive at least one time a day. E.g., you get a request to do a job for someone, a task WTX that you don't have time to do, don't want to do, won't feel comfortable doing. Say no. No apology or explanation. Just explain, I don't want to do that at this moment. Then leave the situation. Little steps like this greatly increase your self-confidence and self-worth. Make lists of things you're proud of that you accomplished.
For people with social anxiety, the reason why you feel so anxious when stepping out is because you don't know your area well enough. So get to know the people around you. Your neighbors, the clerks and store managers in the shops around your house, the barber shop you get your haircuts from. Anything that's within a 1-mile radius, try to frequent those places and get to know the people that work there. By get to know I mean just do a basic hi, hello and get introductions out of the way. The point is to frequent these places until your body eventually realizes they're not too bad. Reserve the use of delivery apps for places that are over a mile far from your place. This way you'll not only learn more about the area, but you'll also meet people and eventually find small talk to be useful, all while tackling the fear of the unknown.
Make time to exercise, and eat less junk. Not 2 hours a day 8 days a week strict diet gym rat, just something for half an hour a few days and less pizza.
Need this. Here to see the responses.
Learn a new skill. Start small and work your way up. Cooking, for example, learn to make the best fried egg you can, sunny side, over easy, etc. Next step, an omelette, frittata, etc. Point is, get really good at it. Build slowly. Maybe try a souffle in time. Friends will be impressed and will give you confidence and build your self-esteem. Soon you will be an insufferable, food snob prick like I am. But friends will never decline a dinner envy because the food is just that good. Lol.
Depends where you're starting from, if very lie. Set your alarm and wake up on the first ring, don't let it snooze. Starts your day off with a small win. Reminds you that you want to be the type of person that seizes the day.
Have a good hygiene. If anything, knowing that you are clean and smell good is an instant confidence boost.